untold. Ravens whisper tales of old. The castle looms like a wicked dream. Silence screams in the moonlight's gleam. Hear the call of destiny's hand through valleys deep to Strahd's command. Roll the dice, let courage guide. With fire and steel, we turn the tide. Rise, O heroes, claim the night. Face the dark with blade and light. Threads of fate entwined in pain. Through the curse we break the chain. The night is long, but we won't yield. Our bonds the sword, our hearts the shield. Through blood-stained halls we come away to end the story this dawnless day.
Okay, we are back once again on Critical Failures with Curse of Strahd ReVamped Episode 2. This time, as we are looking deeper into what is going on with the party. A lot has happened since last week, and we're going to kind of go over that in a little bit of a summary right now. So, with the party, we have introduced ourselves in the Swamp Dwelling Tavern. This is a swamp that is in the middle of the marshlands, just south of Dimlights. The party was able to introduce themselves to each other and some of the patrons, as well as talking to the barkeep to get a little bit of information. Some of us made more of an impact when it comes to their appearance than others, as one person had a jack-o'-lantern style head inside of the tavern at that time. But all of them throughout the night began to unite to go on this quest to check out the Bell property, the Bell Cemetery specifically. It's a property where people have been going missing. There has been some rumors and concerns, not only locally, but word is spread outside of the marshlands themselves. The party has made their way inside this property, exploring the first floor with some eerie moments, some questionable clues, finding meat in some of the taxidermied wolves and burning the taxidermied wolves as well outside. We begin to make our way over to the second floor of this building. Without further ado, let's get started as we switch over there at this moment. Oh yes, it is about that time. So I believe everybody was on that second floor. I believe was anybody on the first floor?
I don't think so. I think we were all heading out.
Yeah. 3 of us were like climbing the stairs.
Perfect. So as we switch over there, we will set the scene at this current moment. For those that are on that staircase and for those that are on the second floor, this is what you see. You see a second floor hallway that is very similar to the first. Wooden planks that kind of make their way across all the way out reaching towards a fireplace. However, you can see that there is a faint glow coming from the fireplace, an ominous red hue. On the sides, you see there are 4 different statues, each one being different in appearance, height, and overall kind of look and posture. You also see that there is a door, a double door up in this northern section, as well as a southern door, also double, in the southern section. That is what you guys see at this current moment. Another thing you notice, you do see one over here. That's a singular door. You can see this one does not look like the others. This one looks to be kind of an older, kind of plain wood, where the other ones look to have a little bit more polish to them. But in addition to that, you guys get a smell of kind of stagnation, this stagnant smell inside here. Almost as if the air has been almost captured and kind of stuck in this tomb for, maybe years at this point. You can feel the thickness. For the 5 of you, what do you do?
Are the statues of like specific people? Do they have any like historic relevance or anything?
Give me a history check at this time. Just all as you kind of tense up in your shoulder at this moment, looking around. Are there any thoughts or actions you're doing at this moment? Good roll.
I'm just gonna kind of, while Maria's looking around, I'm just gonna kind of move closer to the fire.
Closer to the fire? Okay, feel free to give me a perception check as well then at that moment as you get closer to the fire at this moment.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
All right. With a dirty 20 there, we'll go first to the 14 for Marie. Marie, as you look at these statues, you can tell that they are slightly different. You can tell that the 2 at the northern section over here look to be those of younger adolescent individuals. One looks to be a male, one looks to be a female. As you can see that there's no helmets, but there is the stone armor that kind of goes around. You can see they look to be probably in their teen years, and you can see they kind of stand at attention. You don't see anything else besides that. The southern ones down there, one looks to be that of a larger kind of husky male, and the other one looks to be that of a shorter woman. Both wearing the same type of armor, but that's stuff that you notice on these individuals. No other markers. And then for Gestal, with a 20 dirty 20 on perception, what you see is the fireplace has embers that are glowing slowly, slightly lit, and is warm just to the touch. That's something that you notice is this ominous hum of that light flickers back and forth.
Can I tell how long ago this fire was put out?
Yeah, I would say no need to make a roll for this. Looking at this, you can tell that these embers might have been, inflamed when it comes to the full kind of fireplace, maybe a few hours ago.
Someone was here, but hours ago.
I wonder who? I try the door.
You try the northern door. At this time, this is what you see. You see a large library. You can see that in the northern section there is a large desk with a comfy kind of sofa-like chair, with 2 chairs on the left side as well. You see that there's a fireplace, and then you see that there are bookshelves and bookcases that kind of scatter almost like a right angle off to the side. Once again, that stagnant smell. But you also notice that there's windows off into the northern section also. You can see that they are open when it comes to the curtains, but there is a piece of plywood-like kind of border that kind of goes in front of it. But you can see that it's just attached to what looks to be very loose nails that can be pulled apart just with your hands.
Oh, yes, I'll do that. I like seeing outside.
As you pull it apart, you kind of hear this pop as you take it off of the wall. Looking out there, you can see the southern side of the property. You can see the cemetery tombstones kind of scattered off into the distance, and you can also see the bits and remains of the fence segments that were visible earlier in the swamp marshland is visible through the mist. You can see the mist kind of sits there like a stagnant cloud. Besides that, nothing else that you kind of notice at this time.
Yeah, this place is odd. I wonder why people built here at all. I'm gonna check out if any of these books are still in good condition or if there's anything on the desk. I'll check the desk first.
Yeah. As you check the desk, feel free to do an investigation check, and while doing so, for Palin, for Gray, and for Jason, for the three of you, what are you guys up to at this time?
I've been eyeballing this door for a while now. I would like to go and look at it.
Yeah, feel free to look into that door, and then for Palin and Jason, what about you two at this time?
I'm looking at these statues down here. These are the
adults.
husky male and okay, yeah. What do their expressions look like?
You can see, you know what? You give me an insight check specifically for this one. And while doing so, we'll go to Gray up in the northern section, just opening up that new door, that singular door. Inside here, Nat 20 is that's the first one of the campaign, I think, hasn't it?
Hey, let's go.
Ooh, let's go. We love it. We love it.
Let's go.
Quickly going to Gray first before we get to explore that amazing roll before, and then that Nat 20. You see a room that has two beds that are unmade. You don't see any color or anything that involves any brightness to this room. It is bland. It is kind of lost when it comes to the other rooms inside this house. You also see that there is a footlocker at the right side of the bed and another one that is at the left side of the bed. So two separate footlockers at the foot of each bed. You also see that there is a closet door here. And for Gray, you see that the dumbwaiter is behind you by your shoulder. That is what you guys see at the current time. As you're exploring that room, we'll go to Marie with her, I believe, a 21. Oh, that's nice. Let's go. You see the following items on the desk. You discover a pen as well as a vial of ink. You see a silver necklace. The necklace doesn't look to be that of extreme importance. It looks to just be a silver kind of chain necklace. And in addition to that, you see two other items of interest. You see that there is a small obsidian-colored, kind of dark blackened orb that sits on a small silver ring on the desk. You can see that there's a slow milkiness that slowly moves within the orb, and you feel as if it has some type of magical properties. In addition to that, you also see that there is a ripped-out piece of paper that is tucked under what looks to be a heavy statue of a face that is on the desk. The face doesn't have any features. It looks just to be kind of a piece of art. But without that 21, you would not have seen this piece of paper. Is there anything you specifically grab or do at this time?
I'm gonna point out the ring to Gastal. I'm gonna be like, hey, bud, check this ring out while I read the note.
As you go to the notes.
I'll go over and grab the ring. Trying to look at it.
So there's a little orb, like a marble that's on top of the ring. That looks to be the thing with the power, like the arcane elements. Would you like to grab that orb?
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to give you a little of a whisper roll at this time. As I said that, we're going to go look at that piece of paper that we found inside that desk. What it looks like is as follows, as we are going to give you access to that. You find a piece of paper. It says the following. Bell, house owner, dated 17th of Dusk Hollow, year unknown. I was never meant for greatness. I know that. The house, the land, even my name. They meant nothing until I stood at the crossroads. 3 nights past the blood moon, lantern in hand, and guilt in my throat. The voices came as promised, not of gods, nor of demons. Older, hungrier. They asked for something real, something that bleeds. I gave them my wife first. She cried out, begged, clutched my hand in the dark. Then the children. I told them it was a game. I told myself it was mercy. But when the screams stopped and the silence did not, it lingers, whispering behind the walls, echoing in the pipes, twisting in my tea. In return, I got everything. The deed to the Diamond Pike Casino, gold, patrons drawn to my games like moth to flames. I smile, I toast, I win, but I do not sleep. The house is hollow now, but sometimes I hear small footsteps upstairs. Sometimes I see her hands in the tea sets. The deal was sealed, the fortune is real, but the price never stops collecting. That is what you read on that note. As we quickly go down to the Palin Nat 20, what you notice is the expressions. You can see for the male, there is a face that is direct, and you can see the brow with a little bit of confidence. It looks to be a face of confidence and greed or desire. You can see on the female's face, you can see worry and exhaustion. Perhaps it wasn't meant to look like that from the artist, but you can see from the years of kind of neglect and no maintenance done to it, the dust and kind of the cobwebs just give it this exhaustive look. That is what all of you notice at this time. And for all of you, what are you guys up to?
After reading the note, I immediately look up at Gustav, make sure he's okay after touching the ring. Any weird messages? Any weird whispers? You good?
I am alright. Z says no whispers. But until we know what it does, I'll hold on to it, if that's alright with you. In case it is something unpleasant.
Do
Do you want it?
Let me see it. I'll give it back.
I hold it out to her.
I inspect it real quick. Just looks like a thing to me. I'm sure.
Do you touch it or do you just inspect it?
Oh no, I grab it.
Okay. At this time, Maria, I'll ask you with a whisper roll something at this time as well.
Sure.
Nothing to worry about, you know. And as we're doing this, I believe somebody just opened up a door downstairs. As you opened up that door downstairs, what you saw is the following for Jason and Palin. You see a large room. Compared to some of the other ones inside this house, this is extremely large in size. When you're inside there, you see that there's several scattered bluish cushioned seats that are in the northern section. You also see some down by the southern section alongside windows. You see that there is a fireplace off to the right side. You see a large antique harp that kind of towers in the middle of the room, and a large antique piano that does the same. That's what you see.
Jason is going to just stroke a few keys of the piano, like see if any sound comes out.
You hear a deep kind of boom, boom, boom that kind of echoes. And you actually kind of see alongside some of the wall kind of like a scattering of arcane yellow light. That is what you notice.
So like every time I play a key, like some lights flash on the room.
You see an arcane kind of flow against the wall, almost like some type of like lightning bugs that are flowing by. But it looks to just be arcane energy. But every time you press the keys.
I'll try to play like a random song, see if anything happens.
Okay. Give me a performance check. Let's see how that goes. Okay. 14. As you begin to kind of play at this time, you hear the notes kind of play in a melody, and it is audible and it is decent, but it just has this kind of eerie sensation, eerie feeling to it. Is haunting how the strings and the keys begin to flow at this time.
Aiden, I have an idea. Play the harp. We're gonna play together, and I think something's going to happen.
I'll admit I don't have much experience on the harp, and yeah, but I'll give it my best shot here.
Oh,
Let's get. If you wanna trade, I can try to play the harp.
You might have more nimble fingers to use the harp.
Okay, then let's trade.
Okay.
When you're ready, let's try to jam a song. Maybe something will open up in the room.
Okay. Then at this time, for Marie, as you're looking at this orb-like object, you notice that there is a orangish hue, but the second that you touch it, you can see that that orange hue begins to fade away into a calm blue that has kind of random streaks of this kind of orange color, almost mixed when it comes to the two sensations, the two hues together. That's something you notice. Oh my god, those rolls! With your vision. For Palin and for Jason, though, as you guys are doing this,
Hey, that's an unnatural one. That's
it's even worse.
that is a 2 on the dice.
It's just such a sad roll. Before we get to that, let's go to something a little bit more positive. For Gray, inside that servant's room, you see inside the closet some old clothes and some old maid outfits. But in the footlockers that are unlocked, you find not much. You see that in one of them there are some old ration cans that are empty and kind of crunched in the corner. But in the other one, you do see a tinderbox, and in addition to that, you do see 4 candles that are unlit, and they are scented. They are scented with kind of a evergreen kind of smell to them. But as you're looking at these objects, you begin to hear music play, and it's not that great. The piano keys are kind of clinking with a decent melody going on. However, for Jason, you begin to play the strings, and as you do this, you kind of just hear this offbeat kind of thumping sound. Not from the strings, but from the fireplace. And as you kind of stop and look, the strings continue to play, but this time in tune and in a hue, a deep, bellowing kind of sound. You notice at the fireplace something odd. Fingers appear from the undersection as a head begins to pop out at this time. At this moment, what you see is the following.
Oh.
You see a hunched-over, ghoulish-like creature that has dripping swamp water out of its mouth, and it hisses at you as you see this black tar dribble from its teeth. At this time, for everybody, feel free to roll for initiation.
Oh, it's happening.
Shit, I rolled a 5. Let's go. We're starting off great.
This is big.
Ben, let's do it.
Let's get her done.
I rolled a net 1. I was still whispering to Deanne.
I'd like to switch, because I have the alert origin feed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to switch my my initiative with my sister.
Okay, so you guys are going to be swapping spots. All right. Let's just do this real quick. Okay, so you guys will be swapping spots there. Let me roll for our bad boy. That's not too bad of a roll. It's actually, I believe everybody is in the turn order. Let's just make sure, and then I'll swap your guys' spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll be switching from over here to the.
Yeah, I'll go last now.
There we go. Okay, so everyone should be in the right order at this time, and this is what follows. This creature turns its head towards you at this moment. For Jason. Jason, you see the mouth begins to dribble out this tar-like substance, and this is what happens. Its claws begin to kind of reach towards you at this moment. It is going to try to hit you with a roll that is going to be a dirty 20 at this time. As the claws begin to reach out and scratch against your armor, you are going to take 5 points of slashing damage as it rips against your chest, revealing some old wounds and things from your past monster hunting experience that is visible. I also need a Constitution saving throw as you look and see this thick kind of goo that begins to kind of ingrain itself into your flesh. However, this is not your first rodeo. As your body resists and fights that feeling, you feel like it's trying to go into your bloodstream and do something necrotic to you, but you're able to push away from that. You will just take that damage at this time as it hisses and turns its head left and right, and the jaw begins to kind of clink and clack together. At this time, Jason, you are next in turn order. What do you do?
Oh, I said corrected. I said that if we played the song, something would happen. Now, let's stab something. I'm going to try to stab the guy.
Stab the guy away.
Stab the guy.
Okay, with
Ooh.
a 13 will hit. Ooh, good damage. 11 points. As it slashes right through, you can see the skin begins to splatter and turn off to the side when you see that thickened blood go against the wall. It is going to take all 11 points of damage at this moment. As that happens, we are going to... anything else on your turn?
No, that's gonna be all.
Okay, perfect. So as you and your turn for Marie, at this time you would be at the desk, and I would assume, based on the sound of it hissing and his jaws and his body moving, and the music playing, you know something is going on in the southern section. What do you do?
What was that?
As your voice echoes out.
There's a zombie here. At least I think it's a zombie. Might be a swamp thing.
Oh! My God, I have higher movement, jeez.
What do you think?
Oh, jeez. Are you okay?
Your voice goes out there, and you can see blood beginning to drip from his chest at this time, and you can see this creature hisses and points his kind of crunched hand towards you. As you can see, fingers are just held together by bones and mud at this point.
God. I'm just gonna start throwing stuff at it.
Feel free.
I'm just like, oh God! Oh God! And I'm just throwing stuff at it.
All right. Are you just throwing random things that you find around you, or?
Pretending they're random.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chair next to you. If you just chuck a chair that direction, you can see it kind of bashes against the side of it, kind of looks at you and hisses. At this point, you can see the eyes hollow, but a yellowish glow at this, from out of nowhere, that chair. Murray, anything else on your turn as you see this creature?
I'm throwing the daggers I mentioned. Yeah. I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna start throwing stuff. I throw a ball of yarn and my knitting needles right after.
Attacking it with the crochet, I see, as you begin to throw yarn, needles, anything in sight. A button just flies in the air as well. The creature looks like it has gotten your kind of direction when it comes to attention at this time. With that dagger, with a 25 on that roll, feel free to roll damage on that. Or, yeah. Come on, big numbers here. 5 points is 5 points as you... The yarn didn't do any damage, but this sure did, as it takes 5 points of damage on that one. Anything else on your turn?
I'm trying to roll sneak attack, and it's weird in this sheet.
You could just roll the dice, I think, or D6 now, right?
Yeah. So another 4.
Another 4 as it slashes into it again at this time. You can see this creature kind of begins to move, and you can see some of the ribs begin to pop and kind of fall off the side of it. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I guess I'll do the Nick extra attack thing.
Alright, let's see it. 16 is going to hit.
This one does 2 damage.
Points. As you throw, you can see this one goes right into the neck. As you can see, the creature kind of bobbles and sways, and with a thud, hits the ground. You can see the creature is dead. However,
Mm-hmm.
Just you begin to hear a sound coming from your fireplace as you see a creature begin to make its way through that area as well. You can see a head begins to pop out as another one in sight begins to make its way out there. This is for the first moment you see this type of creature from the other room. It begins to hiss and kind of move its head towards you. As we move on to Palin's turn, though. Palin, as you're at the piano, you feel ghostly energy wrap around your fingers. Give me a wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's a natty one, my man.
Hey. The first critical failure there. From nat 20s to nat 1s. You notice this kind of presence push your fingers against the keys with a loud boom sound at this time. I'm going to ask for Marie to give me a Constitution saving throw as well from this sound, as well as Palin.
There was save.
A con save.
Con save.
Marie, good roll.
That's better.
Palin, this is a bad situation. As that loud sound begins to go out your direction, you are deaf for 1 minute at this time. So you are unable to hear during this time.
Joke's on you, a pumpkin doesn't have ears.
Yeah, it's just it's what it is. Don't really have a good one for it, so we're just gonna go with this. That's your cochlea right there. As this happens, your fingers hit the keys. That was good, right?
Yeah.
You notice these nails, these needle-like metal nails, shoot out of the keys into your fingers, keeping them kind of entrenched against it and stuck. You will take 2 points of piercing damage on that turn. But Palin, as you are stuck in this position, your fingers are stuck and you are deaf. What do? You can use an action to try to remove your fingers from the piano, or if you'd like to do anything else.
Yeah. Let me try and get out of the little trap here.
Yeah, give like a little saw trap. Give me a strength, strength roll on this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got this.
15?
You pull your fingers off of there, and you can see a little bit of that pumpkin juice splatter in pain. You are free from this, but you're just deaf for 1 minute. What do you do on this turn?
Okay. I'm getting away from the piano.
It's a great piano, though.
And no, it's not. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna head over to Jason and try communicating with him.
Are you trying to? What are you trying to convey to him?
Jason is going to do some common sign language. See if you can pick it up.
Okay. If you would like to do that, give me a performance check to see if we can have this dialogue without audible words at this time.
I mean, I have the language, if that helps.
You do?
I think yeah.
Okay. Palin, do you know sign language?
I know common.
Okay. I will ask you to give me a performance check with advantage, Jason, at this time, to see if you can use other cues and things to help kind of guide him along. So you can use it with advantage.
Right, let's see.
Look at us. Look at us. Oh my god. You know what? It's a tough day. It's a tough day with the fingers, you know? You're disoriented, Palin, as you look. Performance check of a 3 and a 7. What are you trying to purvey to him at this time, Jason?
Hey, what's going on?
You just see
I'm
this.
seeing your head is leaking.
You just see he points at the head like this and kind of just puts his hands around. You get the idea he's talking about you in a sense, but nothing else.
He's pointing at his head?
Are you, Jason?
So I'm pointing at my own head.
He's just going like this to his own head.
Okay. Well, I'm not worried about his head. I'm shaking my hands and trying to say no and pointing to his wounds. So I'm trying to get him to focus on his own stuff.
As you point, anything else goes on at this time?
I shrug my I point at his wounds and shrug my shoulders.
Alright. Anything else for your turn, Palin, at this moment?
That's all I got.
Great. I know that you're in this different area. You hear the sound of something going on. Oh my goodness. Something going on at this time.
Yeah, so Gray's gonna go ahead and start moving along. Sees that the hallway is empty. And shuffles along to where she heard the noise first. So, ends up outside this door.
As you make your way over there.
Do I see anything just from this corner? I'm
You
not
see
100%.
Marie, and I would assume you'd be able to tilt your head and see Palin and Jason as well.
Do I see anything attacking them?
You don't see anything in there. You just see Jason pointing at his head, and you see Palin shaking his hands in pain. And then Marie's next to you as well.
Ooh, I do see something up here, though.
I'm still
Oh,
panicking,
no.
throwing shit. Even if the thing's dead, I'm throwing shit at it.
As you just start chucking more stuff at it this time.
20. So I got 10 more feet I can move. Oh, hello, Mr. Skeleton. Shit, none of my spells are gonna be good for this, given I am trying to go in the necromancy direction. What do I have?
As you're looking at this creature, you see it's beginning to look at just all in you with a hunger for death at this moment. What do you plan on doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and dash. Why not? I don't have anything good for an action.
You dash over and you can get the stench and the overall sight of this creature, and it turns towards you with intent to attack. Anything else at this time?
I just stare it down with my, also not so living looking appearance.
As you stare it down at this time, we will move on to stall at this time. What do you do?
Seeing as Gray walked in, I'm going to like look at this thing, and I'm gonna like snarl at it, and I'm gonna come over here, and I'm just gonna try and hit it with my my great axe. But that is not gonna go well.
Okay. As you swing with the great axe this time, give me a d20 to see if you perhaps drop the weapon or anything else might happen at this moment.
7.
You notice that it kind of gets stuck against the wall and kind of shakes and it kind of vibrates at this moment. What you've noticed is the weapon doesn't take any damage, but it does give you a shock and jolt of arcane energy that goes through, just kind of jittering you for the next attack. No actual effect, though, at this time. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. As for the creature, it turns towards you, and it is going to try to attack. And that roll is going to be for the stall. A 15.
That hits.
Okay, as it scratches across, you can feel that same kind of scratch and that same rip through the flesh. In a sense, kind of going through your body. That is going to be 4 points of piercing damage, but I need a Constitution saving throw. As you feel a scratch through, you feel this kind of burning sensation trying to go through your body. But with a 12, you just are able to kind of push through this sensation, this kind of necrosis against your skin. No ill effects besides that original damage. Jason, what do you do at this time?
I'm going to start moving towards. Wait, before I move, I'm going to look at Balin and just start being like pointing at me, pointing at him, pointing at his hand, then doing like the moving motion, like with 2 fingers, walking, be like, this, and try to lead him to the other room. As I move, like try to grab his hand and lead him to the other room.
Should be able to kind of make
That's
your way
fine.
over there at this time.
4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm going to spend my action to dash.
Dashing inside there, what you see is that creature next to Gastal, as well as Gray, the same looking creature that you saw. Different variations to the skin and some of the wounds on it, but the same origin, it looks like.
Hey guys, how you doing? Well, seems another one of these guys popped out. And yep, that's gonna be all for me.
As he looks over there, at this moment, seeing the same type of creature, Marie, the yarn is being thrown, but a creature lurks from above. What do you do?
Another one?
Another one.
I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna take out my medicine kit, and I'm gonna start shucking all my doctor's tools at him as well. Get away! So I'm gonna throw my well, everything. I'm throwing everything. But specifically for the attack, it's the axe and the scalpel.
Alright, let's see it. $23 hits with the hand axe. Okay,
Jeez.
let's see the damage. 7 points. Right into the forehead. It kind of sits there and kind of goes through like a spoiled plum. As it will take all 7 points plus 3. 10 points of damage at this time. Anything else on your turn?
Yes, this is with advantage because of Vex.
24 with the advantage on that. Let's see that damage. 2.
Another
That's okay. That's good damage still. As that slices through and hits off into the shoulder of the creature. You can see some of the skin and bone splinter. Anything else on your turn, Marie?
Yes, I'm gonna drop kick it into the wall.
Okay. Drop kick it into the wall. Can you reach it from where you are? Oh no.
Yes.
No, don't go over there. Feel free to give it a little boot if you would like. A little Baldur's Gate push, you know. Let's give it a little shove. 14 does hit though. Damage. She's gonna be 6, I believe, right? So as you kick that thing, your foot actually gets stuck in its chest cavity. When you yank it out, you can see the bones begin to kind of splinter, and you actually see what looks to be a dead bullfrog fall out of its corpse, and it just kind of flops onto the ground dead. Anything else on your turn?
What the hell? Oh, no. I'm just gonna, from the floor, crawl. Crawling.
Alright, as you're over there at this time, Palin, buddy, how you doing in there?
I need to roll to see how much I got from Jason's common sign language.
I would say give me an insight check to see if you can kind of perceive some of the things he meant. An insight. Inside 20?
20.
You understand he wants you to go into that northern section of the area. He pointed there, and you can kind of see urgency in his face. So you'd assume that'd be the direction to go, would be to follow him, as you're alone in this ominous room by that ominous fireplace.
We'll head that way then.
Alright.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is as far as I can get.
You see the creature.
The creature's there? Okay. I'll take a shot
Ooh.
and try and throw my dagger at it.
Let's see it. Come on. We need a good
11. Tough.
An 11 just hits the wall next to it and misses. Anything else on your turn?
Nah, that's it.
So as for you guys fighting this creature, you just hear as you see this dagger sticks into a bit of the siding of the wall next to it. The creature looks, turns back towards you. Gray, you are up. What do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of scoot this chair out of the way so I can stand here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna give it a little bonk on the head. Just to
Bonk away.
go back to your rest.
You might put it to rest with a 14 quarterstaff that is going to hit 3 bludgeoning damage, still alive.
Damn. I don't got anything else because that was with the two-handed. I just rolled a 1.
Alright, at this time as you bash into it with that quarterstaff, you can see it dents the head like an egg. As we move on to Gestal. Gestal, for you, what do you do at this moment?
I'm gonna try and cleave it with my axe.
Do what you gotta do. Palin, I believe for you, this is just a anxious, anxiety-building situation with no sound, as you're just watching people bang into each other. You don't know what hit, what didn't at this moment.
Mike's on mute.
It's basically Mike's up 22 with the... Oh my goodness. The Labyrinth's Fang, a 22 hit. Roll that damage with an 8. Stahl, how do you want to do this?
Yes. So as I kind of like rebalance myself after the last miss, I'm gonna kind of like take a big swing, and I'm gonna like pinch the axe into the wall behind it, like into the fireplace, and its head's gonna be like caught, but because the axe is so wide, only part of the head is still there. With my other hand, I'm gonna grab it by its sternum, and I'm just gonna keep pulling and pulling and pulling until I tear its neck from its body, and I'm gonna kind of just throw it at the window behind me.
As that happens, I need everyone in the room to give me an insanity score roll at this time for something so grotesque at this moment. So feel free to do so, as well as this creature is dead.
How do we roll for the insanity check? Just so I'm doing this correctly, because I know you mentioned that we have a score for it.
Yeah, there should be that book. Let me pull it up real quick. So if you click under, I believe, characters, party inventory, and books, it's there. Which you
Book
have.
of Rules, yeah.
Yes. So it should be your
Party
wisdom
inventory.
modifier plus charisma modifier plus 10. So that's going to be your sanity score. And then for rolling that,
It looks like it's... Use wisdom saving throws as the base and then add sanity modifiers.
feel free to do so this time. Oh my goodness, you are just stone cold in life.
You know, Gray is completely unnerved. This is a corpse. Whatever.
Okay, good rolls. So we're doing pretty good when it comes to overall seeing this horrific event at this time.
I would have a
tell the
15.
story.
15. Jason. An 11. An 11 still fine for this. Is all of you guys watch the situation happen, and overall, it doesn't cause too much on our psyche yet. But as all this accumulates, who knows what's going to happen. At this moment, seeing the body there, seeing all of you guys inside this room, Jason, you hear the sound of a click and a moving of gears as something opens from the nearby bookshelf. But for all 5 of you, what do you guys do at this moment?
What
Perhaps-
opens, sorry?
Bookshelf's clicking, apparently. But, Gray's gonna turn to Fallon and say, perhaps no music.
I can't hear you if you're talking to me.
Hmm.
Can I?
How do you say that?
You slowly begin to hear audible sound at this time as you're speaking. And it
I
comes-
can kind of hear you.
Perhaps no music.
Who has music?
Hopefully no one.
Someone?
Hmm.
Who has the music?
She's gonna just shuffle away.
Listen. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Here. She hands you an ointment. Just put this on the cuts.
No, are you okay, Marie? This thing did not hurt you?
I'm fine. I was I was scared, but I'm fine.
I can tell. I'm gonna pull the hand axe out of what part of the body it was stuck into.
Slashes out.
Spin it and hold the handle out towards her.
I'm glad you didn't get hurt.
So am I.
I'm gonna check out these books. Hopefully something's alive.
Yeah.
Other than the bugs in them.
You
I
look-
meant
Mhm.
readable.
Yeah.
I don't want a book that's alive. That is not what I'm going for.
As you begin to look at some of the books inside this library, you find one book of interest that kind of just catches your eye. You also notice that there's an opening on this side. As you can see, some of the bookshelves have kind of overlapped within each other, revealing that opening. But you do notice that this book, it looks to be a survivalist pamphlet. It is called Old Jack's Survivalist Pamphlets. It is the Marshman's Guide to Some Simple Tonics. It talks about a Bogman's Tonic, a Bug Warding Salve, and a Ember Oil. Some stuff that you can kind of look at and look at as you would like.
It's oh, you've made
my God.
me so happy. You've made me so happy. I love crafting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. And all that is awesome too.
Some good stuff in there. But you also notice there is an opening over here also.
Well, there's an opening over here. I guess I'll check it out.
Oh. Why do you sound so scared?
Inside this room, for Marie specifically at this moment, this is what you see. You see a room that has dozens of parchment sketches. Inside, you see that there are small candles that kind of align in a circle. You can see that there is a small crate that is in the back that is closed. But something that you notice specifically that is eerie is you can see that there is a figurine that is made out of mud that has been slapped together. You can see there's bits of cloth and bits of clothing that has been put together. It looks to be a stick kind of figurine that's kind of standing there like this. And you can see two small teeth, almost like fangs, that have been shoved into the mud of the mouth. That is what you see.
I mean, my ass finds this cute, so I'm like, oh, I'm just like, oh, hello, little guy, and I go to pick it up.
You pick it up. It has been hardened, so it is a 7-inch tall statue of some type of creature or being.
Oh, this is someone's toy for sure. Or at least it was. I'll regift it for sure. I put it in my bag.
As you put it inside your bag at this time, you notice that there's also a crate. Do you do anything with that?
I mean, I'm not a proper rogue, so I'm not gonna check it for tracks. I kick it open.
Okay. As you open it, what you see inside is the following. You see inside this area a silvered dagger. You also see that there is a small bag of 35 gold pieces. Those are two things that you found inside there. But in addition to this, you see that there is a small bit of parchment paper that has writing, and there is a scroll inside this chest as well.
Oh wow. Hey, Estelle, there's a thing you should probably read. I don't know.
I'll come in.
There's also some loose gold here. We should probably split that up. There's how many of us?
5.
Oh, there's 5. And you said it was 35?
35 altogether.
Okay, so that's 14 for Gestalt, and everyone else gets 7.
You're the best.
Hold on to it for me. I don't want to spend it. I gotta save it for the children.
I will hold on to this. But what is it you found in here?
Oh, there's this parchment. It's got some of those sigils that you know more about.
Oh, I want to read that parchment with the sigils on it.
Okay. So as you're looking at the parchment or the scroll at this time specifically?
The scroll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna the scroll.
All right. Okay. This is what. So you say you're looking at the scroll at this moment?
Yeah.
As you look at the scroll, you can tell that it is a scroll of prestidigitation. As you look at it, you can see there is this kind of bluish glow to it as you begin to look at some of the bits of writing, insignias, and symbols on it. That is what you see on the scroll.
So it was silver dagger. Oh, I gotta go get my knitting needles. Silver dagger, gold, and the scroll.
As well as a piece of paper, yes.
Oh, the paper. Yes, I'll read that.
Yeah. Here is the paper. A similar kind of style as the one that you found, but a different kind of coloring when it comes to the page. To the worthy, the wicked, and the willing, let it be known I am Strahd von Zarovich, rightful master of Barovia, the eternal sovereign of the mist. The ignorant whispers lie that I perished, that my reign has ended. Fools! One does not die in Barovia, one transcends. Now the dark powers stir once more. My faithful children, the time has come for the ritual of inheritance. Beneath the shadows of the Bell Cemetery, where the soil drinks sorrow and screams echo in the fog, you will find the tombstones of the forsaken. Beneath them lies the altar. Gather these offerings, the heart of someone that you love still warm, the name of your true self, written in ash and forgotten, a mirror buried under moonlight for 7 nights, and the blood of a Vistani who is willing to give it. Speak the incantation etched in the crypt wall at the final toll of midnight. Do not look away when the ground writhes. Do not flinch when the voices call you by name. If you endure, the dark powers will see you. They will choose. I, Strahd, ascend through sacrifice, so too may you rise, if your soul is vile enough to be worthy. Do this in my name, become more than mortal, become eternal. SVZ. That is what you see at this time.
I am immediately shoving that into my secret pocket.
Nature's pocket? I'm sorry.
I actually have secret pockets in my clothes because I got the Weaver's tools.
Oh, smart. Obviously I don't know anything about this, so.
Yeah, this was before I called you in.
All right. At this moment, for everyone, what are you guys up to?
Jason is going to investigate this chimney, see if anything else pops up.
You look inside and you do not see much besides this kind of soot that's kind of caked against the walls. And besides that, you don't see any hanging bodies. You don't see any hidden trinkets or gold. But you do see in the soot, there is writing in common that must have been done by maybe somebody's fingers or more. And it just says, help us. That is what it says.
Yeah, Jason feels again a little bit sad that, like, he is years late to help anyone in this house. But he moves on.
All right. As for the 5 of you, what are you guys doing?
Does anyone want this dagger? It's made of silver. Or at least it's coated in silver. Can I tell?
You can tell that it looks to be coated in a layer of silver.
It's coated in silver, yes.
Gray's been poking at this fireplace that still has the embers with her quarterstaff a little bit. Not enough to catch it on fire, obviously, but she's waiting to see if a skeleton pops out.
A skeleton doesn't pop out, but you could see little bits of sparks and little loose bits of charcoal kind of moving around as you kind of poke and prod it at this time.
Do you think that guy that was hanging in the fireplace was about to become one of these guys?
Who is to know? Let us move forward.
I mean, maybe we should put out the fire. Like, maybe there's something there.
I mean,
Yep. We could do that.
it's embers, and she's been poking it for a while. She should have.
Put some of it out.
And I'll just poke my head in. See if there's anything on the chimney.
You don't see anything odd in there. You just see a little bit of that soot that kind of cakes the inside of the chimney. Do you guys leave the embers, or do you guys do anything else at this time?
If Jason hasn't put them out, I'm putting them out.
With the moments of extinguishing, you can see that the embers begin to fade away with their color and glow, leaving nothing but these dried and decayed bits of charcoal and decayed coals at this time. You guys see that there's a staircase that ascends and descends, the rooms that you guys have explored. Is there anything you guys do at this time, or any conversations that are had?
Nope, I'm just like, let us move forward. And then I go up the stairs.
Okay.
This house is interesting for there supposedly being a night hag or something.
Who knows what this house is supposed to hold?
All right.
Follow my sister up.
You guys begin to ascend up at this time. At this moment, this is what you guys see. Oh my
I got
goodness.
lost. Where am I? There I am.
As you guys begin to move at this time, what you see is the following. You guys see that this is a larger kind of third floor kind of balcony instead of that long hallway. You guys see that there are a ton of doors. Double set of doors here, a southern door. There are two sets of doors here. And then also at this time, it's there actually. You also notice that there is a smell that kind of is stagnant up here as well. Kind of like the air is getting thinner. But the biggest thing you notice inside here is right in front of you. You see a large figure that kind of glooms in your sight, similar to those of the statues that you saw downstairs. But this is a little bit different. When you look at it, it doesn't have the same build, doesn't have the same look and structure. This looks to be an individual that is half horse, half man. The body kind of pronounced upwards. You can see in one hand outreach, another one open. You can see that it is made out of stone from the top to the bottom. You can see that there is some type of stone kind of platform, almost like it has been glued to its hoofs. That kind of sprays out. In addition to this, you can see that there is a plaque that is kind of sprawled out in the front of it and looks to have writing on it. It looks to be etched and kind of engraved, and the writing is in common. That is what you see.
That's a cool statue. Let's ignore it completely.
Yeah, what is written in the plaque?
Do you read the plaque at this time?
Yes.
Okay. So at this moment, this is what you read on said plaque. Let's make sure it's all good. Okay, cool. Alright, it's gonna be a little spread out, so my bad. It says, "He rides no more, though hoofs once rang. Through fog and flame with a vengeful fang. His war is stilled, his cry is hushed. by cursed hands and dreams now crushed. One hand was emptied, left to yearn for steel that waits to yet return. One hand was filled by twisted fates, a token drawn to seal his state. Steel in hand and luck undone will wake the rider towards the sun, but miss one step and he remains a ghost in stone with shattered chains. That is what it says at this time.
I swear to God, if he's a paladin with a bard flare, I'm gonna lose it.
So it says one hand. What do the statue's hands look like?
Give me an investigation check, Palin, at this time.
Can I give him the help action?
You know what? You can. Feel free to at this moment.
Woo!
With 18, though, that's good. You see in one of the hands, it is open almost as if it was grasping something, kind of with this kind of C formation. Something is amiss when it comes to what it may have been holding. The other hand, pinched and kind of curled out. You can see that there is a rectangle, a small rectangular object inside its hand that has no detail visible. It is made out of pure stone. It is about the size of maybe a letter, card, something of such.
Should touch his hands. It mentions his hands multiple times and that they're cursed. And I don't want any more curses. I'm backing up.
You back away this time.
I don't want nothing to do with this.
I mean, the black says he's just waiting for steel to enter his hand, so why not? I put my knitting needle in his hand.
As you
On
put
those
it,
fails, we may dispatch him if he turns into a threat.
oh my! As you put this needle in his hand, you don't notice any difference.
Oh,
Maybe it's a specific stew that is behind one of these many doors.
possible.
Do you open this door, or do you
A
open
lot of doors opened at the same time.
tons of doors open, so we'll chop it up bit by bit at this moment. Gray, we will start with you as you make your way to the southern section. You see a room that opens with a door off to your left and a double set of doors off to the left as well. It looks to be a guest bedroom. As you enter inside, there's a fireplace, there's some tables, there's a dresser, and there's a large antique mirror here. That is what you see for Jason. You see a large master bedroom with a giant bed, 2 dressers, a large overstuffed chair, a giant tiger-like rug that kind of is sprawled against the ground, a desk, a fireplace, and a tea set, as well as a closet over here. That is what you guys see at this current time.
I'll open the closet.
As you open the closet, oh my goodness, Jason! What you see is the following inside this closet. You see inside here is hundreds of pieces of very rough drawings of what looks to be figures. You can see it's different figures, different sizes and heights, and have been kind of pressed against the wall with a sealing wax from the top of the ceiling to the bottom, to the walls around, and even the door from the interior. There are those same different drawings that are visible. That is what you see.
Are these the guy's kids? Like, did he trap his own kids here?
You see drawings of what looks to be 2 small figures, as well as 2 larger figures in a lot of the drawings on these walls.
I am mad. I'm just angry. Okay.
As you begin to explore around there at this time, for Marie, for Palin, and Gustave, for the 3 of you in the interior of this, seeing this statue, seeing people beginning to explore, what are you guys up to at this time?
Guess I'll do the same. I'll open another door.
Feel free. check out some of the doors for Gestalt and Palin at this time.
Using my hand, I kind of want to measure the hand that the statue has to kind of see like what we're kind of looking for. Like it's steel, but like my sister put in a steel needle, and obviously if his hand is C-shaped, the needle's not going to fit.
Falls right out.
Falls right out. I want to measure that hole to the handle to my great axe and see what the difference is size-wise.
You kind of put the handle towards there, and you can tell that it is similar in size. It's something that is around the size of a broomstick, handle of a sword, something of such.
It's definitely got the same size handle, so it could be something really heavy. Because, like, a regular axe is smaller than this. Sister, do not run off. This is going to be more dangerous than I think. And I'll follow my sister.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. You. The foil with such unknown items.
She just rolls her eyes. We'll be fine. All this stuff is just... A lot of this stuff was just placed there to scare people away.
Yes, we will be fine. But what if there are certain things we need to do in order to ensure that? There
Well,
are
they
those who should not see them know them.
Then we'll make sure there are no witnesses left. Simple as that.
Alright, as you guys begin to explore at this time, we're going to quickly go to Gray at the bottom section at this time. As you're looking in there, you see that there is that bed. Checking out there, you don't find much in there when it comes to actual items. The room's in better shape than a lot of the other ones you've been in so far inside this property. The bed's still dusty, but there also is an unlit oil lamp that is on this nightstand over here. That's something that you notice with your investigation. The big thing that kind of draws you, though, is that large mirror. You have the sense that the border of this mirror is ancient, and that's kind of a silvering in color. Too heavy to probably take out on your own to drag it downstairs, but could be moved. You notice, though, the big thing is the mirror itself. You can see this kind of glow from within, almost like there is a jelly or some type of arcaneness that kind of flows kind of across the glass and moves in this monotonous way.
I'm just gonna ignore that for now. Maybe find someone a little more risk-friendly. Palin, you happen to be right there. Come on over. The mirror is strange in here.
Mirror?
This one.
What's going on with the mirror?
It appears strange.
I'll look at it.
You see yourself and your jack-o'-lantern face inside the mirror.
I punch it.
Give me a strength check at this time.
There's no hesitation. No hesitation whatsoever.
Net 20.
Oh my gosh. It's Gordon time as you bash into that thing with your gourd-like hands. And as that happens, you notice it shatters. The glass shatters and falls to the ground at this time. You can see that the frame remains against the wall. But what it reveals is a large iron door. You can see that there is a big padlock on the door. Not a padlock, but more of a keyhole that is visible. And there's a handle as if the door slides left or right to left at this time. That is what you see. And that is what you notice as the glass falls. The outline of the door is the mirror frame. That is what you see. It matches the same coloring and same age. Big brain activity.
Curious.
And then we remove the art in here. It's disgusting. I'm gonna move the door, or try to at least.
You give it a little yank, and it feels stuck. Feels locked.
Okay. I'm gonna start looking around for a key.
Yeah. As you're going to look around for a key, give me an investigation at the time. We're going to switch over to Marie and Gestalt. For the two of you, Marie, you're inside the bathroom. You see there's an old stove that would heat this area up. You can see that there is a large bathtub that is made out of wood. And you can see that there's a sink that has a wooden kind of basin to it. The sink itself, nothing ominous about it. But the bathtub has what looks to be several inches, probably about 5 to 6 inches, of this kind of greenish water. Sitting in the middle of it is a small ring, a green ring that is sitting at the bottom of the bathtub. That is what you see.
Ah, geez, another ring. Oh, these rings and these. Okay, I'll use my knitting needle to like scrape it out.
Okay, so are you just like dipping your hand in there?
How
with
deep
the
is the
needle?
water?
It's about 6 inches.
Is your needle long enough to go in there without touching the water?
Oh yeah, knitting needles are way longer than that guy.
You notice the second your needle touches, you watch as the metal begins to melt and actually disintegrate as it's touching the water.
Oh my god.
Turn into a yellowish powder that kind of flakes around in there. It smells sulfuric, and it looks like it has burnt your needle to the nub.
Oh. I'm gonna have to make a new one. Let me. Okay, it smells sulfuric. Smells acidic. I'll take out my I'll take out from my herbalism tools a whatever I have that's made of glass that I can use to like try to move the ring.
Alright, so what are you going to try to use specifically?
Probably the. I don't know what it's called in English. It's the thing that you use to like crush up the herbs inside a bowl.
Grinder?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you put it in the mortar. It's the you kind of smash
Pestle.
things up with it.
mortar and pestle.
This is the handle. This is the way you describe doing it.
You're
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
I
do
know
like a
what
little
you're talking
scoop
about.
action with it? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, it's another stick, but this one's glass, so maybe this will work.
Feel free to do it with a dexterity check to see if you can avoid any splash or any contact. An 11. As you kind of scoop it out at this time, you can see the ring kind of scoots around in there. You are going to take 4 points of acid damage as your hand gets splashed by it. However, you can see the ring kind of scoots from one side of the bathtub to the other, but still is in this type of liquid.
Yeah, this liquid is like. I should collect some. This hurts. Yeah, I'll instead just scoop out some liquid with a vial and keep it. If that doesn't lower it at all, I'll keep trying, I guess. Anyone got like magic fingers or something that'll protect you from acid?
Her voice echoes out.
I do not believe any of them have anything like that.
I'm shuffling down the hall.
Feel free
I
to
hope that was worth it.
I'm shuffling. Excuse me, Mr. Centaur. I do not have anything to take care of the acid to prevent it from hurting. However, I can dilute it. And I will spend one of my first level slots to create water
Ooh. You watch
and
as
dilute the acid.
the water inside begins to fill. Rub-a-dub-dub. The bathtub is filled at this time. You can see that greenish hue begins to kind of dilute into this very faint grayish kind of color at this time. Still acidic, but lessened.
What are you reaching for?
There's a ring in there.
I'll go ahead and stick my quarterstaff in there and try to bring it up the wall of the tub where it can be reached.
Give me a dexterity just to see if you can kind of press and push it up. No impact damage-wise since you're not putting your hand in there, but a 12.
That is a 12.
12 meets, though. So as you're able to kind of scoot and
Hell
push
yeah.
it up at this time, you see the ring falls off onto the ground, and as it does so, you notice it begins to quickly move with this kind of arcane blackened color. As you can see, a halberd appears onto the ground. You can see that it sits there against the wooden planks of the bathroom floor. It sits there ominously in front of you. And you hear the sound of a drain, as you can see that the water begins to drain from the top.
Is this what you were looking for?
Well, that works out.
Steal. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going back down so I can go back to the balcony.
You begin to scooch your way over there at this time. For Jason, you're inside this room. What are you up to at this moment?
So he would like search the cupboards here, see if there's anything useful, and then the reason he's probably going to lay down on the bed for a second just to see how it feels.
Yeah. You find inside those dressers some old shiny suit coats. Some of them have this kind of shiny, kind of chrome kind of look to them. These are worth a pretty penny, about 8 gold if you ever sold them. And there's also a very flashy dress that is visible as well. This dress is probably worth around 6 to 8 gold also. Besides exploring the dressers, do you explore any other areas such as the tea set, the bed, the desk, or any other rooms inside this area?
Yeah, he's going to search the tea set if there's anything useful.
You notice that there's an old teapot that sits there. It looks to be an antique. And a few teacups also. You hear a quiet murmuring from inside the teacup. You cannot make out any words, though.
If I put my ear to the does it become louder?
You put your ear there, and it is louder in volume, but the words and the voice is disembodied. You cannot make out any specific sayings, words, or anything like that, but you do hear some type of voice inside there.
I'm going to lift up the cup. I'm going to lift the cup.
You do what, the cup specifically?
I lift it up, like I just take it off the table.
You lift up the cup or the large teapot?
Oh, the voices are coming from the pot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to lift up the pot.
You put your hand there and it feels heavy. Give me a strength check. Abnormally heavy. Over 70 pounds heavy. You just feel that resistance. You're able to still lift it, but it feels heavy, like a thick, heavy weight that is pressed against your hand. But you're able to lift the teacup, or the teapot.
Do the voices become louder? Like, do they change?
Still the exact same at this time.
I'm gonna carry it around to the group if I can.
You begin to make your way over this time. For Marie and Gastal, you see Jason begin to appear in your area. You know Gray has left to go back to the balcony, and Palin is observing a large metallic door in front of him.
Okay, so I think this will open another secret door. And I want to shove the halberd in the hand.
As you shove
I'm gonna be
that-
ready to make an attack in case something comes out.
It's about that. As you put the halberd in the hand, you see the hand grasps. However, the statue's still there. But there are some things that happen. You notice, Palin, a crunching sound of gears begin to move in the door as you can actually see the door in front of you release and slowly begin to roll open, revealing what looks to be a passageway. That is what you see. For our friends by the statue, you notice that the other hand begins to glow an ominous gray color. As you can see, that rectangular object loses some of that shimmering stone on it, revealing what looks to be a playing card inside the hand. The designs and anything is kind of still not legible, but there's a playing card in the left hand that glows with a grayish hue. That is what you see.
Okay, so with steel in hand, his luck will be undone. We'll wake the rider toward the sun. Maybe gotta shine some light on him. Or maybe we just gotta take that glowy thing out of his hand.
This might be Curse in and out of itself. Could it not?
We don't need to touch it. Like maybe someone can use some object to pry it off the centaur's hand.
Push it off with my other needle.
Yeah. Also, by the way, do you guys hear any voices coming from this thing here in my hand?
You're hearing voices?
No, it's from the cheek up here. Just put your ear to this. See if you can hear anything.
You hear the same murmuring and disembodied voices. Helen, you watched as Gray walked into this room and then quickly left as well.
Do you hand me the tea thing to listen to?
Palin, as you go inside there, you see the following. You see a cobweb-veiled room that has a wooden crib that gently rocks left and right despite still air. Porcelain dolls sit in a semicircle on the floor, their eyes cracked or gouged out. A faded lullaby box that is kind of off into the corner collecting dust is playing a very quiet, slowed-down version of the Morning Lord's Blessing, a song that quietly begins to sing and murmur at this time.
Morning Lord, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Music didn't help me last time. I'm going to leave this room as well.
Okay, as you walk out of there at this time, for those that are messing with the statue, what are you guys doing specifically at this moment with the statue?
What card is he holding?
You see it looks to be a playing card. You cannot see either side any specific detail. It almost looks like the ink has been smudged and murked together. Jason, you do hear that sound as well as everyone else from that open door also.
You have taken
There's
enough
a
of this.
strange
community.
closet further down.
I'm gonna take my dagger and I'm gonna try and kind of like pierce the card and pick it up with the dagger.
The second that your dagger pierces the card, you feel the sharp tip of the blade poke and pierce through. You notice the card instantaneously erupts in infernal flames, these blackened flames with touches and notes of red, as the card turns into ashes and flakes that float onto the ground. As this is going on, you can see the statue in front of you begins to crack. You can see bits of the stone begin to roll and fall off into a rumbling sound. You can see it begins to turn into pebbles. Pieces of the shoulders begin to pop off, revealing flesh. And in this moment, you can see a creature, not of stone, but of solid flesh, begins to appear in front of you. Yes, this looks to be somebody. This looks to be a real creature, a real being at this moment. At this time, would our dear friend please tell us a little bit about ourselves, Nate, at this time, to the group?
Yeah, so you see the stone sort of crack around him, and first thing you notice, obviously, he's a centaur, half man, half horse.
Love it.
You can see he's wearing this heavy armor with a mask over his face, and it's very dirty armor. Some of it is a little shiny. You can see that maybe at some points there was some gold trim, but not anymore. He's holding a large halberd in one hand, and you see him as soon as the stone fades away, he sort of crumbles to the ground a bit. Almost as if he hasn't moved his legs in centuries. He's just lying there.
Oh, goodness. Are you okay?
Unresponsive.
I'm going to poke him. Like, just grab something and start poking him. Do I get a response?
Jason, please.
You notice the body begins to slowly kind of move, very groggy, almost as if decades or centuries or who knows how long of being stuck in a position begins to slowly move as the muscles begin to get some of the fibers twitching once again. The big thing you notice is the head tilts. That is the responses you've gotten so far.
I guess I was wrong. It didn't open a door.
The door that had
Not
been
no.
open.
We do not know if this thing is an enemy or not. We know nothing about this.
Oh, we know it hasn't attacked us, so it's probably friendly.
And we know,
We know
it's,
it.
and
We know it
it's
couldn't.
Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Hey, let's try help it up. And like Jason is going to awkwardly try to help
Yeah, pick up a horse?
this guy save a life. Yeah.
You know, as you do.
You try to lift this creature up at this
Natural.
time. However, you get a response as this half horse, half humanoid turns his head and has consciousness at this moment. What do you guys do?
Any injuries? Any?
You shattered the seal. His eyes are still groggy, closed, sort of. He's like squinting. Why? Who sent you?
A barman.
Yep. The barman, he looked down the street.
You were sent by a barman. I was sent by the Church of Tyr.
I was sent by no one. I was just curious, so I solved the riddle. With everyone's help, of course.
Riddle. These games with my life essence. Tell me. Does his shadow still poison this earth?
Depends on who you mean by he, because I can think of a few, and the answer is yes and no.
Yeah, there are plenty of shadows. You're gonna have to be specific.
He slowly starts to get up. He looks down at his form. Says, "Take that as a yes."
That's not really helping me here. Who?
You must not know.
No.
Okay. Where are we exactly? Where are we right now?
The
A
Bell Center?
house outside of Bell's cemetery.
Does that mean anything to me, Wood?
You know the Bell Cemetery is an area that is in the marshland south of Dim Lights. This is a location that people who travel, they go to Dim Light, they go to different towns and things like that, different cities. This is a place that is known for a nefarious entity or creature causing havoc and chaos. At least that's what you know about this location, Dalamir.
Tell me, have you guys visited a place called Barovia?
No.
Nope.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Not a clue.
Well, then I guess the hunt is on, and I'll walk down the stairs, past.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna stop you from going down the stairs. Did you know?
It'd be wise to stand aside.
Considering your predicament, I think you would be wise to be grateful.
Grateful. It was quiet in the stone. Had no memories, no thoughts. Time passed over me like water over stone. Now, all I hear now are whispers again. He must die. I swore my life to it.
Is that what the monster is here? This shadow.
You guys, have you heard of the name Strahd?
No one knows what this monster is called.
I think I read the name in one of the books in the library.
Here, in the library here.
Mhm.
He's the one responsible for playing games with my stone form.
Mm.
I have never seen this place. I don't know where I am right now.
Oh.
There are stairs over here. Helen found them.
Well, we're here because people were disappearing. Well, livestock were disappearing, and then people. So we're investigating it because apparently there's a dark monster here somewhere. So far, we found skeletons and you.
And
Don't
may
say-
I ask, who sent you to who sent you on this mission to
The
hunt this
locals?
creature? Just the locals.
I mean, it's a rumor that's traveling throughout all the nearby cities of just bad stuff happening here. So, people from different places have been coming here to check it out.
Why are you so concerned about our authority? I have authority.
when I was sent here, it was I wasn't sent alone. And in my order, we were an elite monster hunting group. This was supposed to be a very low profile case, low profile hunt. But if the locals are now sending in everybody, then things must be getting bad.
No, it's not like they're sending everybody. It's more like we were the ones there who were available.
What
But they're just
year?
willy.
What year were you sent here?
What year is it now, Wade?
Is it the same year?
The current year, and the year that you're asking, is within the same year. Yes.
What do you mean?
So the year that he brings up is the same year that you remember at this time.
12, 13?
Mhm.
That's the year we're in right now?
That is the year, yes, that you
Okay.
remember, and the year that is discussed from now.
It must have been around 500? 506, if I remember.
You were sent on this hunt in 506.
Yes.
This is
How-
the year
how much-
1213.
You can see he's like taken aback. How could 700 years have passed? How has no one killed him in 700 years?
I know a few
Yeah.
ways people can live for longer than that.
Also, I mean, this I don't know who you're talking about. Well, that must be a good sign, right? Like this guy hasn't taken over the world or anything.
He may be dead. 700
That's-
years to be hunted is a long time to survive. You might have been turned into a trophy for whomever is here now.
Mm, well, if he's talking about that Strahd guy, the thing I read said that he was killed and came back because dark powers or whatever brought him back or came back or I don't know.
So you might be a few of your party members downstairs. Were you traveling with a
There's no
husky
one
man?
left.
Well, yeah, how do you know that? There might be a few downstairs.
Because I watched them all die.
But there's 4 more statues down there.
I know nobody in a statue.
But you were a statue, so like maybe it was done to them as well.
Why don't we just take a trip downstairs?
What I did, self-inflicted.
The statue?
Yes,
Why?
I was desperate.
Again, why?
I watched my whole squadron get slain by the hands of this beast. Like it was nothing. He wasn't even breaking a sweat, and we were supposed to be the best of our kind. He left me as the only survivor and punished me by turning me into this. He looks down at himself.
Are you talking
Also,
about the
you-
stone part or the centaur part?
The centaur part.
Oh, interesting.
I'm cursed too. I'm cursed as well.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I have sworn the rest of my life to hunt down this beast.
Well, from what I can gather, someone was trying to become like him, and they killed their own family, including their children, in hopes to become stronger. And that all happened below the house. I don't know how we got down though, because if that succeeded, there's a monster down there. If it didn't succeed, there might still be a monster down there.
Why didn't you tell me of this?
Didn't seem important at the time.
That seems like a very important thing to know, that there is a monster beneath the house we're currently exploring.
Well, possibly. Maybe. It's a strong
Perhaps.
maybe.
Perhaps it's in this passage.
But let me just take my cheek pot over here to the baby room. Maybe the voices will get louder.
You're still carrying that around?
Yes, look, apparently there were people who died here screaming for help, okay? I want to make sure that if I wasn't able to help them in life, at least if they are ghosts or something, I can help them in passing.
And you think they're in the teapot?
He shrugs.
That would be an interesting place to, I guess, tie your soul to. Well, Gray found this passage. If no one heard, we should maybe go.
Phelan found it.
I'm gonna talk to Palin and this pumpkin creature on my right and this
All right. This guy.
whatever this guy is on my left.
Whatever this monstrosity is. This ugly barnacle.
If who you say is who I think it is, then you're going to need help. And I can't do it alone.
Why are the stairs backwards?
They ascend up.
You
Oh, that
might
would be
be-
why.
You might be fighting the same thing we are hunting.
You could come with us, see if what we're looking for is what you're looking for.
Can you even fit through this passage?
I'm not gonna lie, it's the best chance I've had in centuries.
What is your name? Monster
Salome.
Hunter.
Thalomir. You may call me Thalomir. And yours?
I am Gestal Maro. And my
Gestal.
sister is Marie.
What's your name?
I'm Palin.
Thalomir. Nice to meet you.
I'll be your pal. And
Oh no.
Oh my god.
No.
He just looks
no,
at you.
No,
No expression.
No.
No expression whatsoever. Just looking into the back of your head, just like staring daggers at you.
you see a candle.
Eh,
Humor's
We must
changed.
go. Gonna bend down and pick up his halberd. And I think he overheard Marie say something about a passage, so he's gonna walk over here. I don't have access to my token.
It's like 2 horsemen of the apocalypse in one.
Should be. As Marie, I see that you are beginning to ascend up. For everyone else, are you guys also ascending up, or are you guys doing anything else inside this? Jason, I see you're by a nursery looking area over there. What are you guys up to?
I'm just going to be in the nursery to see if, like, the team.
Gestalt and for Marie, are you guys heading upstairs at this time?
Yes.
Perfect. So move you guys there for company. For everyone else, are you guys also going upstairs? Or are you guys doing anything else?
Going up.
All right. As you guys begin to ascend at this time, I'm just going to throw you guys in there. Jason, are you also going up at this moment?
Yes.
Perfect. You guys all enter inside an area that looks to be extremely dust covered. The walls, the ceiling has cobwebs, and the floor specifically has about an inch of dust that has collected up here. You see that there's a window that expands outside over there. There's a door over here, 2 doors, north and south over here, and a southern door over here. What do you guys do?
Let's do the tradition of opening a door and going in there.
Oh, that door is locked.
You shake that door, it is locked at the current time.
How about these 2 doors?
North or south, where are you going to go?
Let's go south.
Okay. You open up one of the doors at this time. Fix this for you. Boom. Okay. Looking inside there, and then looking in the southern section over there, this is what you guys see. For Gray, you see that there is an area that has a desk, a rocking chair, a dresser, a bed, and one of those stove heating stoves. That is what you see inside here at the current time. As you see that, for our friend Jason over there, you see a bunch of different furniture and things that are covered in these thick white tarps, as well as one of those heating stoves as well. That is what you see.
Why don't you start removing the covers for the furniture, like, to see if there's anything interesting in here?
Okay. As you begin to do so, for Gray, are you doing anything specifically inside the room that you're in?
You know, I was just looking around, see if there was anything of note, but I rolled a 7, so I imagine I don't find anything besides what I already saw.
Yeah, so as you begin to kind of look around at this time, what you see is, just the desk that has a few things scattered across. You do see some papers, though. You do notice that there is a doll here in the corner with no facial expression. This looks like one of the similar porcelain dolls that you've seen earlier. As you are over here, though, is there anything you do specifically, Gray?
I mean, I'll go ahead and sift through the papers, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't have anything better to do.
You find the following images. You see a sketch of artwork that looks as such. You can see an individual who is kind of hunched with this large kind of cloak. You can see the eyes and face sunken, yes. That hairline is receding, but that hair is slicked back as well. That is what you see with that image. There also is another thing. You can see that there is a poem that is written. This is what it says. It says, I heard this breath before the door, a gritty gulp, a whisper more. Boots that cracked the chapel floor, a mortal come to rob the sore. He bore a map with lines like veins, drawn in sweat and shadow stains. His lamp shook soft, his lips grew tight, when all the bells rang wrong at night. I watched him pace the dust-wrapped pews, his knuckles pale, his eyes confused. He touched the cross, it bled like wax. He touched the floor, it touched him back. The portress blinked, the cellar sighed. He found the door where hope he had died. Inside he crept, so bold, so sure, but darkness eats what can't endure. He called for gold, he found a name, he cried for help, I joined the game. He begged for light, I gave him flame, and carved my initials in his shame. Now in the wall his corpse does stare, mouth agape in final prayer. His treasure, me, my gift, his death. He's mine now, even after breath. So come you fools with map and blade, and seek the bell where saints decayed. But know his truth before you start, the bell house tolls to claim your heart. SVZ, master of the house, lover of death, heir to the night. That's what it says.
You there, Centaur. I believe you may find this of interest. And I hand him the poem, and then I begin to just go walk away, shuffle along.
Read it.
Yep.
At this time, for Palin, what are you up to?
Offer this door up here.
Looking inside there, you see that there's a bed, another rocking chair, a desk, and you also see what looks to be a dresser off to the bottom left over there.
Thing on the desk.
Looking over there at this time, give me an investigation check at this moment. 10. Looking inside, what you see is on the desk, there are two things. You see that there is a stone that looks to have been chiseled into what looks to be an eye. You actually see it looks to be like a marble and has a actual pupil that has been actually engraved on it. It looks to be an interesting thing. Here is the parchment paper. It has different pressings and etchings on there as well. Just something that you notice. That is what you found on there as well. Just something that you notice. That is what you found. And begin to press up against this wall in the northern section. You can tell that there is an outline of what looks to be chalk along the wall, but they begin to press against it, and after a moment you see them kind of go left and right before running through this heated stovepipe and trying to escape. Do you allow the rats to escape, or do you do anything at this moment as they're kind of scurrying around?
I'm going to attempt to grab one of the rats.
Give me a dexterity check at this time.
Yeah.
You're able to try to grab the tail of one of them, but you actually hear a snap as the tail actually pops off of the body and is sitting in your hand, loose and cold, as you see the rat kind of goes into one of the pipes and disappears.
Ew. Well, I'm gonna go to the place where they were pressing themselves, and I'm gonna kick it to see pick them up.
As you
breaks.
As you kick it, you actually see that the wall actually chips, and you can see a clear hole as it is hollow and is made out of plaster. Not like the actual walls in the interior of the room, but a very thin plaster.
I'm gonna put my head in the hole.
As you look inside, give me a perception check. And as you're doing so, for Marie, what are you up to at this time? As you're kind of hanging in the L of the staircase, kind of keeping an eye out, making sure nobody sneaks up on the party. Any thoughts or things you're up to at this time? As you kind of ponder and keep a little bit of distance, making sure nobody sneaks up on the group. For Gestal and company, what are you guys up to at this moment?
Go ahead. Balomir. You go first.
I'm just kind of sitting back, observing the party. He's really reading this poem that Gray gave him. Just reading it over, seeing what it could mean.
What's up with the door?
That one's locked.
Should I try to unlock it?
Is there anything written on the doors?
The door
Any
that,
symbols?
that you're at is a wooden door. You can see that the interior lock is made out of brass. It has a brass handle as well. Obviously, it is locked. There is something that you do notice, though. You can see that there were 2 words on the top of the door that have been scratched off, and very ruggedly, as you can see, something has been carved into the wood, almost a 1/4 of an inch in, making it illegible at the time. You also see that along the sides of the door, where the small, kind of connections of it are, the hinges, you can see that there are S's that have been carved in as well, with that similar type of carving that is visible at this time.
Something is wrong up here.
Does that mean we want to get in or we don't?
We want to get in.
Okay.
But whatever it was that was here, it was personal to someone. Because that is a mark of either hatred or guilt.
I take a pin out of my hair. These are my thieves' tools.
Can't throw that at the zombie downstairs.
You threw everything at the zombie downstairs.
I threw my weaver's tools and I threw my medicine kit.
Feel free to pick the lock at this time. And as you're doing so, Jason, looking inside reveals what looks to be a stairwell that is made of very crude stone stair pieces and steps that looks to descend down into pure darkened void. That is what you see.
Hey guys, I may have found a way downstairs.
As
Yes.
your voice echoes with a 12, Marie, the door does indeed unlock.
Oh. I didn't expect that to work.
Okay. As Jason, your voice echoes out to the party, Marie, you see a room that has 2 beds. They are caked in dust. There are children's toys that scatter across the ground, and the door as it opens on the interior, you can see it's painted to look like the sky. A beautiful blue hue with puffy white clouds that, at this point from the age, has kind of grown mildew and a little bit of rot that kind of gives it this sickly, kind of decaying color. It looks to be a beautiful outside image. Not only is it there, but you see across the way there is a window that has been bricked from the bottom up. Also has a painting of what looks to be the sun, the sky, and clouds. But the most nefarious and vile thing inside the room are 2 small skeletons. As you see, I need you and Gestalt to give me insanity rolls at this time.
Is this with disadvantage?
This
Dan?
is with disadvantage for you guys. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay.
So 11.
An 11. Okay. At this time, for Maria, seeing this and the shock of seeing this in front of you at this moment, I'm going to ask you to give me a 1d4 roll for me at this time. You are going to subtract 3 from your sanity score at this moment, as seeing this shock that hits you, it gives an uneasiness and your body begins to feel this tenseness that happens. Gestalt, you're able to see this, and it is a little bit of a shock, but you're able to navigate it at this moment.
When I see this happen, I want to kind of like get myself into the room and try and see if I can get Marie out of kind of sight of everyone. And are you all right, Millie? What's wrong?
She's just gonna push me aside and get on her knees with the skeletons, and she's gonna hug. She's gonna hug them.
The bones rattle and fall apart as you begin to hold the pile of bones at this time.
I'm gonna try and like kneel down and comfort her. And looking around, can I tell what happened? Like, what does the inside of the door look like?
Yeah, the inside of the door looks to be that of paint, similar to that the bricked window has as well. Feel free at this time to give me an investigation check at this moment. And as doing so, for Thalamir, you look inside this room and see all of these old sofas, tables, beds, and whatnot that have been unearthed from the tarps that covered them for who knows how long. You see Jason at the top left looking through what looks to be a hole in the wall that appears out. But with the 15 Gestalt, you can tell that along the inside of the wall and outside of the wall are thousands of scratch marks from most likely fingernails that have gone against this wall trying to escape. Besides that, you do not see any physical damage to the skeletons or anything odd as such. You do see that there is a dollhouse. It looks to be that of a large casino. You can see it has all these small little lights that have probably once worked before. As you can see, there's an area to fill with oil to have these glow. It's old, it's ancient, but it looks nice. You also see that there's a toy box here that you can see some blocks and some old yarn dolls poking out of. Things that you see.
When I piece together that they've been locked in here until they died, like my heart's gonna sink, and then like you can like visibly see like his pulse quicken, and he's gonna start like breathing heavy. And can he tell anything about the children? Is there any clothes left on them, or is it just bones? Everything else just rotted away?
You see that there are bits of cloth left from the clothing that they had, but there is not much left. Besides the bones, there's no other items that they have on them. So there's nothing else that you can find on their current body.
Considering there would have been like an imprint of where their body was,
Mm-hmm.
did it look like they were holding each other?
Indeed.
I'm just whispering into the head of both of them. I'm just holding on to just the heads. I imagine everything else fell apart.
Yeah, but you have the heads in possession at this time.
I'm whispering to them about how I know this was your prison. I'm gonna help you get out. You're gonna see the world. You're gonna rest.
As you say that, who is holding the teapot at this time?
Jason.
Jason. You're inside this shaft that is descending downwards, and you hear the sound of the teapot. Marie's voice. The words that she's saying, you can hear whistling and humming through the nozzle of the teapot. You can hear it audibly and in full words.
Oh. He's gonna start saying to the teapot, Marie, can you hear me? Does this work both ways? Are you dead? Did you die?
Marie, you do not hear any voice or anything.
Oh shit. Guys, we need to go back. I think Marie died. Marie!
As you run over there, Marie, you just hear footsteps running down the hall as you see Jason runs into the area, descending downwards southbound in that area.
I'm
Where are
very.
you?
I may
in
be
this
completely
room.
ignoring that.
She is in the room that was locked.
Marie. Oh,
I'm gonna step in between Jason and Marie as soon as he comes in. And there's visibly a lot of anger
I'm very,
on
very,
my face.
I'm very gently folding all of the bones and stuff into one of the blankets, so I can wrap them up and being very as respectful as I can. I want to take them with me.
You take them with you at this time.
Seeing Jason, I'm gonna say to him, "This place feeds on children. We will see it choke on Gestalt." And I push him out of the way and I start looking at that way downward that he had found.
You walk and see Palin as well as Thalamir at this time and see that hole in the wall in that western section of the property.
I'm gonna grab my axe and I'm gonna cleave that hole so it's wide enough for everyone to fit through. Start going. I am so angry, you can feel the heat leaving my pores.
You practically shining the wall at this time, beginning to chop away as you reveal a descending spiral staircase that makes its way deep south, deep below when it comes to the property. At this time, you see Thalamir next to you as well as Gray and Palin at this moment.
Once it's clear, once it's a big enough walkway or doorway, I start going down.
You begin to descend. For Thalamir and Gray and Palin looking at each other at this time. You guys say or do anything as Gray begins to directly go down as well at this moment.
He's just gonna think to himself after witnessing Gestal's anger, like, good, that's needed.
His words are chilling. As you say that this time, do you also descend down at this moment?
Yes.
Our pal Palin. What about you, buddy?
Wow, I hope that's never me. And I will also head down the staircase.
Yeah. As you descend down at this moment as well, for Marie and Jason, the two of you looking at each other as most of your party members have disappeared from sight. Anything you guys say or do at this moment?
I'm gonna take a quick after Jason passes, I'm gonna take a quick sip from another thing that I have hidden in another pocket.
A quick swig. As you're inside there at this time, Jason, you see the party members are descending down. The hole that you've hatched into the wall has now been hatched big enough to let a centaur down at this time. What do you do?
Yes, I'm following everyone up the stairs.
Following suit as you make your way down there, hearing the of hoofs beginning to descend down and the other footsteps. In a moment, Marie, you take a moment to reveal an object. Do you do anything else inside this area before you decide to do your next move?
I look back at the room. I close my eyes. I look down. Just a very short prayer, and I go.
All right. And at this moment, as you begin to descend down for everybody, you go deeper and deeper below, going several floors down, hearing the sounds of the creaking and swaying walls next to you. These are just panels of wooden planks that, on the other side, is a thickened kind of brick that is there. But the deeper you go down, the colder it gets. The chilly dampness begins to riddling kind of roll against your skin like a rolling thunderstorm, kind of making its way across the horizon line. As you get towards the bottom, you hear a quiet chanting. Distant, mumbled, disembodied, but chanting. Chanting that's, in this moment, we find out next week, as we will be back for episode 3 of the Curse of Strahd ReVamped campaign here on Critical Failures. We have the entire group, and Nate, welcome as well, our addition. It is going to be a great journey here, going through the chaos, seeing if we make it out alive, or with our sanity. That's something to worry about as well. We'll be back again next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, with everybody involved, from all of us, from HP, from Nate, from Joy, from John, from Nim Connor, and Frost, Danny, and myself. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.